Gianni Infantino is fighting on as FIFA president. That seems to be the message following hours of emergency talks with his senior staff in Morocco. And there wasn't just defiance, there was an apology for attempting to sell off shares in the World Cup to private investors, but also a warning to critics to shut up now. We've obtained this letter sent by Gianni Infantino and his Secretary General Matthias Grasham to the FIFA Vice President and members of the Council, and in it does say that the Secretary General and Management Board in attendance in Morocco, what about those who weren't there, reaffirm their full support for Infantino as the only official elected by the 211 FIFA member associations. So, does that firm up his position for now? There are so many critics around the world, particularly from European football's governing body UEFA, who'd indicated in the last week they want him out. We'd seen some FAs withdrawing their endorsement of Infantino for next year's presidential election. There's no mention of the election in this letter from Infantino, but they do talk about what led to the announcement of the attempts to sell shares in the World Cup. And this is what the letter says. We acknowledge mistakes were made in the process of the proposed establishment of FIFA Forward Enterprise. It was certainly not the intention for the FIFA Council and FIFA member associations to feel excluded from the process, and it should have been handled differently. So, they believe that it should now be business as usual, and something that's very notable in it, they say over this whole project, while mistakes were made, there's an insistent it was done in full compliance with FIFA's regulatory framework, which is saying that however bad it looked, no rules were broken. Well, UEFA was asking for an assurance that it could not happen again. Will this review be enough for them to satisfy them that Infantino won't keep on repeating the mistakes, as he's admitted now, of negotiating things in secret and landing them on the council? There's still questions over the FIFA Peace Prize that was awarded to Donald Trump, how following Balogun's red card ban was lifted during the World Cup after an intervention by Trump to help the USA star. Still questions around FIFA and with this election next year. And at the same time, Sky News has discovered concerns about how the FIFA machinery has been used to help potentially Infantino ahead of his re-election, because Sky News learned that FIFA sent out scripted letters to football associations before the World Cup offering words to endorse Infantino for his re-election. These letters even had the name of the FA and their president in them, ready to send back to FIFA. And sources say that they were being distributed by FIFA's own staff. Now, there's no specific rules in the FIFA regulations that prohibit the use of internal resources for the election of an incumbent, but they do say that people do have to conduct themselves in a fair and reputable manner. And FIFA's former governance chief, Miguel Maduro, told me that that could amount to a violation of the principle of the separation of powers, and also that there might have been an abuse of position in terms of how the FIFA machinery was used to help Infantino. Infantino remaining FIFA president, despite many thinking that this attempt to sell shares in the World Cup could bring him down. Could it yet happen? Next, it's probably over to UEFA and how they react to this statement.